Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Pitt County where a murder investigation is underway. The Pitt County Sheriff's Office says that around 8:25 p.m. yesterday evening, deputies went to the 5100 block of Martin Luther King Jr. Highway near the intersection of Old Creek Road. Now there, they say they found 35-year-old Eric Horton Sr. suffering from gunshot wounds. Deputies say despite life-saving efforts, Horton was pronounced dead. This is an active investigation. Anyone with information can call Pitt Greenville Crime Stoppers at 252-758-7777. You can find that number there at the bottom of your screen, or you can reach out to the Sheriff's Office at 252-902-2158. Now, of course, the Christmas holiday is over, but there are still, of course, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day around the corner, and holiday travel is still creating some headaches for many Americans looking to get either to the party or back home from the party. NBC's Shaquille Brewster has more on how weather is severely impacting travel this time of year.
Well, it's another busy day here at Chicago's O'Hare Airport where travelers are hoping to avoid some of the chaos that we saw yesterday when you had more than half of all flights leaving this airport either delayed or canceled as this massive winter storm marches across the country, bringing different effects to different people. In the Northeast, you're talking about the concern of freezing rain and ice, up to a half-inch of ice expected in some areas there. Meanwhile, in the upper Midwest, blizzard-like conditions. Minnesota's governor calling the National Guard, declaring a snow emergency as those dangerous conditions led to cars off the road, crews trying to get cars out of those icy embankments. And then in central Illinois, you had tornadoes. National Weather Service saying at least one confirmed tornado in central Illinois. You see video of roofs torn off homes, debris scattered across residential areas. This same system is moving through, heading east now, and still bringing travel headaches to folks trying to head to and from their holiday destinations. Back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Shaquille, for that report. Let's actually turn to some of those headache areas that are impacting travel around the country. One of those areas, obviously, the Great Lakes region across Michigan and Toronto and even Ottawa, Montreal, again, seeing some snow out of this system. But then we're looking at freezing rain, sleet, and snow for portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. It is just a messy system, a wintry mess right now for areas from really Pennsylvania northward up towards Maine and, of course, into Canada. Now, here in eastern North Carolina, we are going to be impacted by the same system, just in a completely different fashion. We're going to be missing out on all the wintry weather, but we will be seeing some raindrops coming up here later on this afternoon. There you can see those drops working their way across the Carolinas. This is not looking at any sort of severe weather with this incoming round of rain, but do want to again highlight to people that we are going to be seeing sky conditions change and just your general weather pattern change from today into tomorrow. And really it's this afternoon and evening that provides us with that transition point. Right now, everything looking mostly dry across the east. Radar picking up again a few green spots around the New Bern area, but doesn't look like any cloud cover is there to support any of those raindrops. Cloud cover is on the way, though. Look back towards I-95. Rocky Mount and Wilson now getting covered up with the clouds. Tarboro, you guys are starting to see those clouds filter overhead as well. The rest of eastern North Carolina, it's going to happen within the next 2 to 3 hours. That cloud deck is going to stretch out over eastern North Carolina, keeping us sun-free for the tail end of the day. If you're looking outside right now, you can kind of see some of those clouds off in the distance. They are making their way closer to eastern North Carolina. Currently 67 degrees in Washington, comes with a south-southwesterly wind at about 16 miles an hour. And those winds are helping pump air temperatures up into the upper 60s Right now, we do have low 70s being reported in Stumpy Point. 68 degrees across Jacksonville, Kinston, and Greenville. 67 in Williamston, along with Washington. 69 in New Bern. Again, 70 degrees in Stumpy Point. That marks the hottest spot on the map. And compared to where we were yesterday, we are significantly warmer. We're about 15 to nearly 30 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday at this time. So if you're stepping outside and wondering, okay, what's going on? It all has to do with a cold front coming in, but ahead of that front, we've got a lot of warmth. That usually happens because ahead of those cold fronts, the air compresses. And if you compress air, it naturally heats up. We also see a steady flow of air coming in out of the Gulf. That's also going to bring in more heat and humidity. Right now, sustained winds between around 15 up to 25 miles an hour, all coming in out of the southwest. So the winds are heating us up. We've got some sunshine overhead, and the air itself, as it compresses with that incoming cold front, it is adding more heat to the system. So that's why we are so warm right now and why we're going to get to the low 70s coming up today. But it all is going to come crashing back down again as we head into tomorrow. Later on this afternoon, again, rain showers start to work their way across eastern North Carolina. I think we'll start to see a lot of those raindrops really come in once we get past lunchtime. And then after that, we're going to be tracking what should be a fairly organized band. Right now, though, that band off to the west is looking a little bit scattered. So as far as widespread rain, I think everyone will see a few drops today, but I don't think everyone is going to be seeing equal amounts of rain. I do think those of you watching along and north of Highway 264 will likely see a little bit more rainfall than what we're going to have south of 264, but that's splitting hairs. I know at the end of the day, people aren't out there looking at their rain gauges, comparing with their neighbors, seeing how much they got at their house. Point being is that everyone will be seeing rain coming up over the tail end of today. Once we get past lunchtime, the opportunity for rain opens. Then tomorrow, looking at sunny skies from start to finish. Nothing resembling cloud cover will be flowing over eastern North Carolina skies for your Tuesday. Unfortunately, that is going to bring about some really cold conditions. Overnight tonight, as skies remain clear, air temperatures are going to drop. That cold front is going to usher in much colder air, and then that high pressure system off to the west is going to reinforce that cold air. So we are going to be staying chilly here for really the last few days of 2025 and certainly for the start of 2026. Let's take a look at your full 8-day forecast, and you will note that while today nice and toasty at 70 degrees, tomorrow a little bit different. 44 degrees coming up for your high tomorrow. It's going to be cold and it will be breezy. So keep in mind that you are going to want to have a jacket tomorrow. 44 degrees. When you factor in the wind, it will likely feel like we're in the upper 30s to low 40s. Then, New Year's Eve. We've got 50 degrees planned for Wednesday, 56 coming up for the first day of 2026. That is Thursday, 56 degrees as well on Friday. And then as we head into the upcoming weekend, the first weekend of the new year, we welcome it with a chance of rain that right now is looking a little bit heavier on Saturday than what we're expecting to see on Sunday. Well, that's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic last Monday of 2025.